Face red, droopy eyes.
Who could forget what happened here May 18th, 2024? Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the Undisputed Heavyweight title. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. Seniesa Estrada, nicknamed Super Bad, 157 centimeters tall and has a 63-inch reach. And she'll be facing Seniesa Super Shan.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from East Los Angeles, here is a women's minimum weight and a women's junior flyweight champion of the world, Super Bad Seniesa Estrada. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing from Northampton, England, a multi-weight division world champion, here is El Capo, Chantel Cameron.
One of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only for this, our main event.
I love this arena.
You wanna run one next?
Have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Nice counter shot. It's bombs away. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
This is not just fun. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work for defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Good counter punch. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Good counter shot by her. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Estrada in that last round. And there's the bell for round 2. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counterpuncher smart.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
No rest for the weary. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. He wasn't ready for that counter. You'd like to see more jabs. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Estrada in that last round. And there's the bell for round 3. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The courage on display here is incredible. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Beautiful counter shot. Misses with the straight left. Through the straight left, but it won't score. Perfect counter lands. Nice counter shot. That counter shot lands. The jab doesn't quite connect. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot by her. Talk about Estrada in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage. Back at it in round 4. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter punch. She scores with that counter. A perfect counter shot. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. That hook is parried away. Catches and counters. Oh, and this is not what Cameron needed at this stage of the game. Trying to buy time. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Estrada in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. Here's the bell to start round 5. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And Chatw is down. And you can see it right here. That body shot sent them down, and they weren't getting up.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You still want to fight.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
Oh, she knows now. She can smell blood. She's just not got to get trigger happy. Be smart with the shot. Be sneaky. Pretend you're going to go for someone else in the body, and then boom, let the shot in again. Be smart.
They need to turn this around halfway through.
It's that but ever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to put it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Catch and shoot. Nope, that hook won't score. She needs to be careful that she doesn't punch herself out. Incredible work rate. It looks like she's going to survive the round, but just barely. Talk about camera. Let's start the 6. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They've staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Punch, counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Cameron in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round. And there's the bell for round 7. Desperate times call for desperate measures, Johnny. She just got dropped in that last round. Got to change something in the game plan here to turn this around.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
A lot of effort being exerted here. They exchange punches. Like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? She got clipped by that counter. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Cameron in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym. And there's the bell for round 8. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. How about that time counter shot? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Estrada is hurt. And that's it, a unanimous decision win.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened, a unanimous decision. What a way, what tactics, what a game plan, what a result.
Face green smiling.
I'm Todd Grisham, and not a bad day for a fight. We are live at the Empire Fight Camp. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. Muhammad Ali, 6'3" tall, the best to ever do it. And his opponent, Smokin' Joe Frazier. He took part in the greatest boxing trilogy of Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, fighting out of Louisville, Kentucky. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. He is Smokin' Joe Frazier, Philadelphia's finest in the heavyweight division. There's no one quite like Smokin' Joe.
Oh, pure bad blood.
The fighters are in the ring. It's time for the official introductions. Here's the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, here is the Olympic gold medalist and legend of boxing, the only 3-time lineal heavyweight champion of the world. He floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. The one and only, the greatest, Muhammad.
Who you got winning eyes?
Fighting out of the blue corner, the Olympic gold medalist from Beaufort, South Carolina, the Hall of Famer from the golden era of heavyweights, a heavyweight champion of the world, Smokin' Joe Frazier.
A lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle their score under the sun here in this outdoor venue.
You can't beat a good old-fashioned rivalry. When there's guts, when there's feeling, when there's heart involved, that's when you get a good fight, one-on-one.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. Here we go. And here comes the legend Joe Frazier, Hall of Famer, all-time great. Perfect counter lands. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Both men step back for just a moment. A perfect counter shot. They exchange punches. Joe Frazier shocked Muhammad Ali in their first fight, but then, of course, Ali came back and won their second and third fights. Can Frazier equal things up here in this one?
Well, Ali has proved why he is the man. Ali has proved he's gone in there and beat the man that beat him. Now the two gods are fighting each other. This is that fight. Ali knows exactly what he's going to do, but he knows it's not.
I got to stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Are we about to see the end of an era? Are we about to see Joe Frazier get knocked out? How is Frazier still standing?
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
We wanted action, and they are delivering. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Ali in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter.
Go back out there and lose the match.
On to the second round. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. This fighters always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
Catch and shoot. Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
They both want a highlight reel knockout. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. They blocked the left there. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Ali in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Just go back out there and get behind the base.
Let's get it started in round 3. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold and tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
And he scores with the counter. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Amazing knockout finish here. That was something special. Let's see that again.
A shot from the gods took him out.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake there about who won. What a shot.
Guess you did, CG lol.
So we're going to fight in Atlantis. Why not? Hope you brought your raincoat and your flippers. And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. It's Sugar Ray Leonard. He's got a reach of 179 centimeters, and he stands 175 centimeters tall. And he'll be facing one. It's Sugar Ray Leonard, one of the four kings of boxing alongside Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, and Thomas Hearns. He may be the best of the bunch. Saul Canelo out.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
What a pleasure to be. And there's the bell to start round 1. Nice exchange here from both men. And he scores with the counter. Good looking hook, but it was blocked. Really good buzz in the air tonight. This crowd waiting for something special.
Did you see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Todd? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Oh, what a punch! Gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them. More than happy.
Catch and shoot. You can't connect with that right hook. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
Do not give an outside fighter time to think. You've got to make the fighter panic. You've got to rush the fighter into doing things they don't normally do.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round. Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching you every move, every twitch.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice defense there to stop the right hook. Made for each other.
Face red droopy eyes. You wanna run one next? Face green smiling. Who you got winning eyes? Guess you did CG lol.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar. There's the bell for round 3. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Output. Thought there might be more action here. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. They exchange punches. Good counter punch. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts. You can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
A perfect counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Here we go to the 4th round. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. They're giving us a high-tempo show. Nice counter. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Missing with that jab. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard. On to the 5th we go. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down. They block the hook.
power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. You'd like to see more jabs. Which fighter will say no mas? Both men step back for just a moment. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray. There's the bell for round 6. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around them. Work the body, use tactics sometimes for someone to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
His stamina is off the charts. Oh, and there's no way they're getting up from that. It is a clean knockout. And look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
I've got to see that again.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
A knockout victory? That is Todd. Did you see the shot? That's not a knockout. That's an assassination. What a shot.
Who thought we'd be fighting at a Gothic cathedral? And yet here we are at Cambrian Hall. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
Time for our tale of the tape. And here he is, Terrence Crawford. And he'll be going up against Sugar Ray Leonard. Tipping the scales at the limit, 160 pounds, with a reach. Terrence Bud Sugar Ray Leonard. He, of course, won world titles in 5 different weight classes, including the Undisputed welterweight title. His hometown is Wilmington, North Carolina.
This is going to be an intense stare before the fight starts.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed 3-division champion of the world, Terrence.
Expectations are sky high for this fight. Will it live up to the hype? We're about to find out.
This is the fight of pride. This is 2 warriors that want to get in there and beat the hell out of each other. This is that fight.
Thousands of... We waited a long time, and now we've got this fight. Another scoring shot there. There's a counter shot. That jab won't score. Good counter punch. What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
How about that time counter shot? That jab doesn't score. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think...
And there's the bell for round 2. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. The jab not finding its target. This fighter focuses on those long, straight punches, staying on the outside and winning round after round.
It's a flat for the fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front, you've got to cut them off. Cut the ring off, make the ring small. Put them on the back foot, put them under pressure.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter shot. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. He missed with that jab. Throws the jab but does not score. That jab misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage.
Face red droopy eyes. You wanna run one next? Face green smiling. Who you got winning eyes? Guess you did CG lol.
My motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Punch, counter punch. No rest for the weary. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Both men step back for just a moment. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to outthink him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot to pickpocket him.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? You'd like to see more jabs. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
You know what?
There's the bell for round 4. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've...
Face red droopy eyes. You wanna run one next? Face green smiling. Who you got winning eyes? Guess you did CG lol.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
Look back in the history books, some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
And he misses with that straight left. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter punch. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man.
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this. Crawford is dazed. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it couldn't.
Time for the 5th round. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Perfect punch. That counter punch caught him clean. Beautiful counter shot. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
A perfect counter lands. Big whiff with the right hook. Both want a knockout, you can tell. Good counter punching. And Sugar is in trouble. A much better game plan here.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. He is down big. On to the 6th round. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice counter punch right up the middle. And down goes Crawford. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
I need to see that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to me. Are you okay?
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
He's got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Nice counter. Nope, that jab not going to score. A perfect counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. No rest for the weary. It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Good work, that's it. Breathe, just get your breath back. Good work.
It's only one round that you've lost, don't worry about it.
Keep doing what you're doing, the gaps will appear, and he'll start tiring.
Be smart when you go out there. Just take the round off, win the round on your jab, and then breathe when you're stepping around. The fight's not over yet. You've got to go out there.
And there's the bell. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit, and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. And he scores with the counter. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Oh, Leonard just got rocked. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Green Days now needs to steady.
Face red droopy eyes. You wanna run one next? Face green smiling. Who you got winning eyes? Guess you did, CG lol.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us. And we enter the 8th round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
You don't want to trade shots. Let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. They exchange punches. Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Counter shot lands. That one will count. Stamina is off the charts. Catch and shoot. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Pretty lopsided decision there.